If you like this video, subscribe to my channel, but let's get right to it. D23 has come and gone, and some big news came out of it. I mean, obviously Disney just put out their whole thing. They released the trailer for Lady and the Tramp. They released images from Cruella with Emma Stone. You know, with the 101 Dalmatians, and they did all this other kind of stuff. Lizzie McGuire, they're bringing that back, you know, and so on and so on and so on. But I want to talk about the Star Wars stuff that dropped because there was some really great nuggets. I absolutely loved it. We got a new poster for Rise of the Skywalker, which had Palpatine looking down at Kylo Ren with his new helmet soldered together, and Rey fighting on looks like some wreckage of probably the Death Star. It looked pretty badass. I totally dug it, but I did feel like the Emperor looked a little cartoonish, almost like, and if you look at the right, I guess it would be, if you're looking at the poster, it would be the Emperor's right side. It kind of looks like he's a hologram. Okay? The way it's kind of textualized on the side. And so for me, I'm thinking, and I've still been feeling this since forever, even when the first trailer came out and you heard his laugh, his cackle at the end, I think Palpatine is not, the Death Star crashed, wreckage. I don't believe Palpatine's in this. I believe they will come upon some sort of hologram or something like that of him in the wreckage that explains things or something. I don't know. But the other thing dropped, some footage dropped, and then they talked about the ending of that footage, which was Rey walking out of the shadows with a black hooded cape, and she ignites a double-bladed Darth Maul type lightsaber. It flips open like a switchblade or something, and she's got a double-bladed red lightsaber. Everyone keeps going, oh my God, she's gone to the dark side. Blah, 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 blah. I don't think so. I don't think it's Rey. I think it is a clone, because all they ever said was, how is she this Mary Sue? How does she have all these powers? How does she do this? How does she do that? Blah, 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 blah. And I think Palpatine, just like with in Attack of the Clones, there's clones. And, you know, if you go back to the Dark Horse comic books, you will find that the Emperor even, and I know a lot of that's the expanded universe stuff, and they kind of wiped the slate clean, all because of Chewbacca dying in one of the books, that they, in order to do The Force Awakens and bring Chewbacca back, they had to get rid of the expanded universe. But they keep picking parts of the expanded universe that they like bringing back Admiral Thrawn onto Rebels and things like that. And I have a funny feeling that they're picking stuff. So my guess is Rey is a clone, probably a clone of either Anakin Skywalker, or somehow, some way, maybe when they were rebuilding Anakin into Darth Vader, they sampled his blood, blah, 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 and then he goes to make clones and they come out with, and there's more than one Rey. That's kind of what I was thinking, and maybe someone kidnapped Rey from that clone, brought her to Jakku and gave her to a junker to hide her, because they know there needs to be a balance. There should be always a balance of the good and the dark, the good or the dark and the light. And so that's kind of my thing. So I have a funny feeling after Kylo Ren, or maybe Kylo Ren gets killed in this, and then the Emperor brings out her doppelganger and they have to fight, which would be crazy, crazy. It would be badass. I think the fans are going to love it. Or Kylo Ren turns back to the good side to be redeemed, which, whatever. I don't think his character is redeemable after, you know, skewering Han Solo, his father. And then they team up, good Rey and Kylo, to fight Sith Inquisitor Clone Rey, whatever you want to call her. That's what I think is going to go down, and the Emperor's just going to be a hologram, or his essence will be in a sphere, and he'll be talking through, like when he was thrown down the shaft in Return of the Jedi and that blue light came up. I think that went out into the galaxy and then went back to wherever it's at and formed And again, like that in the comic books, the Dark Horse comic books, that blue light went across the galaxy back to a planet where there were clones, and the essence of the Emperor went back into another Palpatine body, and there was like hundreds of tanks with lots of Palpatine bodies and stuff. So I think that might be where they're going, but we will see. D23 also, they broke the Mandalorian trailer, which was phenomenal. I'll be honest with you, the beauty about how that trailer was constructed was that there was absolutely no dialogue, telling you nothing and only giving you visual cues, except when Werner Herzog started talking about being a bounty hunter and all this other kind of stuff. Just amazing. Amazing. Giancarlo Esposito as like some sort of rogue general with death troopers. Oh my God, that was so awesome. All the different guys that were being hunted and their bounty hunter gear or whatever they were all in carbonite. I thought that was awesome, and that leads me to believe that I believe they're calling it the Razor or something like that, the ship that the Mandalorian flies, which looks badass. I think it's got a carbonite chamber on the ship. So when he captures these guys, he brings them in, boom, instant carbonite, and he can drop them. That's what I think is going to go down. We'll have to see. But I have a funny feeling he's got a carbonite chamber on that ship. The other thing was that really badass shot where he used his gauntlet to lasso the guy, and he pulled him halfway through the door and then shot the door, and the door closed and cut the guy in half, and they cut right before it cut in half. You know, it's funny because Disney apparently had given an order for all of the new Star Wars films to not have any appendages get cut off. So you couldn't get a hand cut off, a leg cut off, a head cut off, anything like that. Because if you go back, you look at the prequels, Count Dooku got his head cut off. You know, hands and arms go left and right in these Star Wars films, but we haven't had any of that kind of stuff. So I was kind of shocked to see in The Mandalorian that this guy got cut right in half. And they'll probably cut right from there. You may not see anything too graphic because it is Disney and it's going to be on Disney+. But I loved everything visually about The Mandalorian, and I have to say, I liked this trailer better than anything I've seen so far for Rise of the Skywalker for The Mandalorian, and I like this trailer better than anything. I think the trailer for Mandalorian was better than The Last Jedi as far as excitement and just showing you visual cues that we all love and remember, and Easter eggs, and everyone's IG-88, IG-88. They've already said it's not IG-88. It's a different droid. He's called IG-11. And, you know, they made quite a few of these. And that's going off a little off the comic books from where they were, because IG-88 was a malfunctioning droid that only wanted to kill and broke off from whatever he was supposed to be doing and became a bounty hunter. I think that's how the story goes. So now I guess there's just a bunch of these IG, just like there's a bunch of protocol droids that we've seen throughout the series. So yeah, I think IG-88 is not, it's not IG-88, it's IG-11. But still, seeing him shoot the way he shot and seeing the whole thing look like a Western, I'm just really excited to see where this goes. And I think it's going to be, and I'll be honest with you, like, I would be happy after this last Star Wars film, The Rise of the Skywalker, if they just did these movies or did these television shows from here on out. Because although I love the big spectacle of the big screen, I just feel like they're really nailing this stuff. And once again, they brought Ewan McGregor at D23 out. The rumors were going, and that was some breaking news this past week, that Kenobi was coming back. I had said that they were going to be flipping this. It was supposed to be a feature film. They made it a 6-part series now. I think it's going to be awesome. I think you'll see Darth Maul in it. I think it's all going to take place, you know, they showed in the timeline where it takes place. It takes place during Solo. But, you know, Kenobi can never interact with Han Solo or Chewbacca or the Millennium Falcon during this time period until he gets to the point where he gets with Luke and they have to go to they have to go to Alderaan and bring the Death Star plans. So none of this stuff, it can't interact. But we don't know what kind of adventures Obi-Wan Kenobi, if he did you know, he leaves the child on Tatooine, goes off, does his own thing. We don't know what kind of adventures he's going to have, but I'm really excited. Ewan McGregor, this is going to be badass. This is probably what the feature film was supposed to be when they were going to do all these Star Wars story stuff. But like I said, you know, Solo didn't do well. I don't think we're ever going to see another Han Solo anything. I could be wrong, but maybe they could dip in and do a series at some point. We'll just have to wait and see. So I was just really excited with all the Star Wars news that was just dropping left and right. November 12th can't get here soon enough. I'm really excited about all of this Star Wars stuff. It's just getting ridiculous. And I really hope that Rise of the Skywalker can tie it all up nice and neat. I have complete faith that it'll be a 150 times better film than The Last Jedi, because J.J. Abrams really understands pacing. He knows editing, he knows how to tell a story, and I really feel like he's retconning a lot of the stuff that went on The Last Jedi, but retconning it in a way that makes sense, that movie can still exist. I don't think he's just going to wipe the slate clean. I think he's just going to take... Remember, Star Wars all comes from a certain point of view. Obi-Wan Kenobi. So we'll see how it all shakes out. I still want Luke Skywalker to come back and cheat death and pull a Force Unleashed and just start destroying stuff and being the badass that he's supposed to have been. But we'll see. But the fact that there's a double-edged lightsaber ray in this thing just goes to show you that JJ is going to give fan service. He saw how rocked everyone was with the last one, and he's going to give people what they want to see visually and what will make them happy and pleased, and he'll give them a good story. So we'll see what happens, but Mandalorian looks good. Kenobi's going to be good. I'm excited for all this stuff happening, and what do you guys think? What were your favorite parts of D23? Do you think we're going to have a new Rise of the Skywalker trailer drop pretty soon? I mean, we're getting close to December. They should have a second trailer dropping soon. So let's talk about it in the comment section. What did you like about D23? And we'll see you on the next one.